As much as I would love to put a face to the cause, I can't do that because it would risk my career and my future.
Lester, in this historic decision, the Supreme Court has now overturned Roe v. Wade.
I'm part of this community that is being stripped of their rights and their freedoms, which is not something that I expected from living here in the United States. I'm just there to take them to where they need to be.
Since Roe v. Wade was overturned in June 2022, over a dozen of states have restricted, if not banned, abortion. For Brut, I traveled to the Deep South where I met with Michelle. It's not her real name. I agreed to conceal her identity and her location. She's in her mid-20s, and she's part of an underground network of volunteers who transport women across state borders to get abortion care.
Typically, once I get to the airport, I wait for my passengers that are coming, and I'll review my flight plan that I have ready. If you're in any of these states, you're having to travel 3 to 4 states across just to get the care that you need. And we're talking about people who might not even have a car, people who might not be able to afford to take off time from work. If the journey is very long, it might have to be split up into 2 flights, even 3 flights. There's a lot of logistics that have to go into it, and it's happening really fast, and it's all very under the radar.
I nearly died.
I continue to feel this baby move and knowing that I'm going to give birth and watch my child pass.
I would hope that while delivering my baby, if there were any complications, they would choose me.
To all the Black women and girls who have had abortions and will have abortions, we have nothing to be ashamed of.
Could you explain to me why you're doing this?
Yeah, so that hit really close to home for me because I am a young Hispanic female. I knew that exactly who this was going to impact, and it was going to be my community specifically. I am a first-generation American. My parents came here to give me and their children the American dream. I did grow up in impoverished places. I experienced homelessness as a child sometimes. I think about all of those things when I do these flights, and I know exactly who it is that I'm helping. I see myself in them, I see my family in them, I see my friends in them. The airport that we're at is considered an uncontrolled airport, which just means there's no air traffic control tower. There's nobody that's directing you or telling you what to do. You can just hop in your plane and go wherever you want, do whatever you want.
And so that makes it completely anonymous, actually, right? So
completely.
You're in the air. No one knows whose plane it is, who's in the plane, who's also with the pilot.
Correct. Nobody knows anything unless they know your tail number. Nobody knows who you are unless they can pick out your voice. I'm just gonna go in and ask them to see if the plane's pulled out.
Should my camera not be out right now, or?
Yeah, actually, if you need to pack up stuff.
Okay.
And then I'll just go in. The majority of the aviation community is straight white males. I am a minority, a very, very, very small percentage of people in aviation, including being a woman and being a person of color. And even just me walking around in an airport is just so strange to people.
I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, great. And you're still okay if I record our conversation?
Yeah.
Okay, great. The pilots, most of the time, have no real knowledge of who they're transporting.
They could be transporting a volunteer, a staffer, a patient, a provider, anybody. First of all, it's none of their business. That's the whole point. A healthcare decision is very private. But more importantly, it's like we're the Uber in the sky. Uber drivers don't know why they're transporting somebody. And so if later somebody accuses the pilot of committing a crime, the pilot can genuinely say, he just transported somebody. In the last 3 decades, there have been some very violent attacks on people who have been providing abortion.
One of the few remaining doctors to perform late-term abortions was shot dead at his church in Wichita, Kansas.
George Tiller was a target of anti-abortion extremists. His Wichita clinic was bombed in 1985, and then at the age of 67, he was murdered at church.
Things that are considered violent crimes, per the FBI. So stalking, harassment, vandalism, and then it gets worse. Death threats, arson, bombings.
The report says violence against abortion providers rose significantly in 2021.
Thou shalt not kill! You don't have a blessing to give.
And so it's just safer for us to stay off the radar of the people who might be wishing to hurt us.
And then like over here, there's a self-service station as well. You can land at whatever time you need to, and there's gonna be fuel available. The passengers don't have to pay a dime. I personally pay for the flights that I do. It can range anywhere between a few $100s to close to the $1,000 range. Okay. What it means to give somebody the opportunity to receive the help that they need, that's priceless to me.
Automated weather observation. 1-6 visibility. 1-0 clear below 1-2,000 temperature 2-6 Celsius. Dew point 0 altimeter 2-9er.
This country to provide me every opportunity and freedom. So aviation gives me that just extra liberty. Nobody can tell me where I'm going, what I'm doing. Nobody's gonna ask me. It's a liberating feeling. I can never get tired of this, and I will spend the rest of my life looking at this.
900 feet. Sometimes after realizing, wow, I just transported these people to get the care that they need, it feels very dystopian, like I shouldn't have to be doing this.